Everybody, just sit tight. We're getting our second race set up now. Just a reminder, if anyone's just now joining us, you're watching the qualifiers for the Castlevania any percent tournament. That'll be happening. Our bracket play will be starting on September 10th. These qualifiers will run until September 7th. We are taking the fastest time from each runner to be used for seeding purposes for the bracket. Bear with us as we get our next race room set up and get our second race underway for the evening. We have a total of 3 races tonight. First race ended up being Trisk's win with an 11:45 race time, I believe. Followed by Zytoriak with a 12:45 and KCR with a 13:27. Bear with us as we get this set up. We'll be right back with you. I think we are getting back into things. We have our second room set up, and we have a new racer joining us. Freeland 1787 will be our fourth runner this evening in this qualifier. Getting Freeland's feed cropped up here as we get our racers ready for our second qualifier for the evening. Freeland is currently seated, looks like 5th with 1153, tied with KCR. So this will be interesting to see if either of them can separate themselves from each other. We currently have 2 ties in our seeding times. Tusnek and Zytoriak at 1147, and Freeland and KCR at 1153. Frisk, I believe, just looking to stay ahead of the pack, keep improving his times to get that number 1 seed. Or maintain it, I should say. Alright, looks like we have our runners ready to go. Race room has kicked off. We should be seeing a countdown here any second. All right, looks like our second qualifier is now underway. All 4 racers starting up. Let's see if we have any upsets here today. Trisk with the scroll glitches that we saw in the first race. If he keeps that up, he's definitely looking to be the favorite. But Freeland, I know, is a pillar of consistency when it comes to these races. He will very consistently be putting up sub 12 times, so he's really going to be pushing these racers to their consistency limits. KCR and Zytoriak, both very good runners, very good racers. KCR probably one of our more seasoned racers with a ton of races under his belt. Let's see what we go for. We do have an early stopwatch from Zytoriak, and looks like he activated, but he activated 1 frame late and got a face bat. That's going to be a 4-second deficit for him. That's unfortunate. He has to wait for the duration of that stopwatch to finish, so they can then wait the time for the next bat. So other 3 racers successfully getting the bat boost there. They're going to be in sync with each other, while Zytoriak just slightly behind. But the bat crit here could even that out. Let's see what happens. One bat crit from Trisk, none from KCR or Freeland, but we got 1 from Zytoriak. So that's going to put Zytoriak and Freeland pretty close. With KCR having a bit of an unfortunate incident with the bat, they're going to lose a bit of time there. We have Trisk out in the lead, Freeland and Zytoriak fighting for a second. Very close, very in sync. And KCR picking, trailing, but not by too much. Anybody's race. Whole lot of race ahead of us. A lot of the more deciding stages still ahead. 2 is a bit of a cooldown also from 1. 1, you have all these tricks that are very deciding. You have a lot of these ways to get ahead with like your stopwatch activations, your bat crits. A lot of ways to lose time with the bat boost, which is deceptively easy to miss in a race. With when the pressure is on, you know somebody's nipping at your heels. That bat boost can actually become quite difficult to execute under pressure. Level 2's not really like that, unless, of course, you're Trisk going for these scroll glitches here. Not quite finding the purchase he found in the race 1. Interesting to note that actually going for the scroll glitch in and of itself and failing it will cost him about 1.5 seconds, but it's not that much time. He still had a little bit of time to spare coming from level 1, but that will let Zytoriak and Freeland catch up. What do we got here? We have a crit attempt from Trisk. He nails it. Withstand kills from Zytoriak and Freeland, so Trisk is still going to lessen the gap with the failed scroll glitch, but then widened it right back with the crit. A little difference in the timers you're seeing there is actually the capture is getting Trisk's actual live split timer that Trisk is using RTA time. The remaining 3 are the capture is using the timing feed from racetime.gg, which there's about a 9.5 second buffer between Trisk and KCR. That's just a difference in capturing their different timing methods. Looks like there was a little bit of a... I think I missed it. Not sure. Zytoriak must have either missed the boost or taken a knockback there, so Freeland has 2nd place to himself, Zytoriak in 3rd. KCR catching up, though. Very close to Zytoriak. Let's go for item and nips here. What do we get? We get a Rosary from Trisk. We got no item and nips from Freeland or Zytoriak. And we get a Rosary from KCR. Realistically, that's only going to make, in terms of time, that's only going to make a difference of about 0.5 second for that room, but it's a much safer way to execute the room. You saw Zytoriak and Freeland had to take those boosts off of the Bone Tower across those pits to be able to get to the other side, whereas Trisk and KCR can just kind of walk through that section without much issue. I expect these runners to, with the exception of Freeland, looks like have been going for the Ouija Wee Bridge. Freeland getting a loss of frames there with picking up that that long whip is going to resort to the left side setup and react. Which, he got a very favorable pattern there, so that's very beneficial for him. That's level 3 down for all 4 of our racers. No, good question. Thank you for the question from chat. Level 4, of course, we have the cave skip. Let's see what our racers do. And looks like a good pixel from Trisk. We lost feed from Zytoriak. Bad pixel from Freeland's going to have to pause to correct. Does not get it. No cave skip for Freeland. Yes for Trisk and Zytoriak, and yes for KCR. So 3 cave skips. Freeland's going to have to wait for these rafts down here. It's going to be 7-second loss. That is going to... Oh! KCR took a little bit too long in the cave and actually ends up missing his rafts altogether. That's going to be a costly death. Now we have Zytoriak in a pretty safe 2nd place right now. Freeland only about 6 or 7 seconds behind. Oh, actually, Freeland's having a little trouble with Fleeman Alley here. Gonna have to improvise here. Try to not get an axe. Gets through it. Trisk still out in front, but Zytoriak is not far behind. Only a couple of seconds, I believe. Ooh. Trisk got the crit, but missed a whip in there, so had to make it up after the fact. Not much of a time loss there. Zytoriak nipping at Trisk's heels. KCR trying to make his way through Fleeman Alley after recovering from that death in stage 10. Ooh, KCR's got a potion here. Axe is next. He's gonna have to avoid this axe if he wants to stay alive here. And he does it. Okay, no axe for KCR. It's not going to derail him. Losing that holy water here would be extremely detrimental. Without the holy water, you kind of have to fight Frank honestly and legit, and that is just not a picnic. Frankenstein's monster in Igor is probably one of the most difficult casual fights in this game. Without the holy water, it is just a whole mess. Okay, but KCR recovering, confidently getting that crit. I like that. I like to see that. Not letting the death put him down. Coming out here saying, hey, I can still crit this boss. Not an easy thing to do. Looking at the time, I believe Trisk got 13 scroll glitch. He's going for advanced 14, gets the top block, and gets the common block. Alright, so pay attention if you've never seen this before. This is the advanced 14 scroll glitch. This is a trip to see if you haven't seen it. He's going to advance the red door into stage 15 about 7 seconds earlier than he was supposed to, and he's also made a hole in the ceiling so the red skeleton falls down. He boosts up, takes the stairs that look invisible but are actually still what an absolute trip. That is a humongous time save. That saves about, oh goodness, I want to say probably 15 seconds. Trisk has made an absolute insane lead here. Yeah, he is, without a death to Dracula, Trisk is borderline uncatchable at this point. Which I say that, I should not have said that. I might have just commentator cursed him, but we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Absolute burner of a pace. I believe he's on... He's on 1x pace, RTA-wise. Maybe even 0x pace, depending on what happens here in 17. I don't think he's going to go for the 17 scroll glitch, being as this is a race, but you never know. He might just say, let's do it. Heck of a pace. Alright, Zytoriak and Freeland both finishing death around the same time. Zytoriak still maintaining that second place, while Freeland is very close. KCR still hanging in there. This could switch up in anyone's favor depending on how Drac goes. Alright, very safe, good call from Trisk here, not attempting any risky scroll glitches. This is a very, very high commitment scroll glitch here in 17 that's not even in the world record, to tell you the truth. Not completely. There's a... to do it, you are fully committing to the trick, and if you mess it up, you lose quite a bit of time, so it is not a real safe or good choice for for a race. KCR having a little bit of trouble on Death's Hallway, but is able to recover. Has plenty of hearts to deal with that, so hopefully should be out of there. Sunlock Death, perfect. Okay, Trisk on Dracula, takes a hit from the first fireballs. I think he can still recover. Looking like he's going to get a 5 cycle here, unless he goes for a backup crit. Not sure if he will. He is not safely going for the 5 cycle. Very good. Oh, Freeland actually took a little bit of a lead here. Oh, there was a death by Zytoriak. I didn't even realize. Freeland now has second place in the bag. Zytoriak is having a little bit of trouble. Absolute... Wow, that was outstanding from Trisk. An 11:34 race time for Trisk, 1 second slower than his race PB for seeding. Absolute burner of a pace. Incredible. Fantastic run from Trisk. Freeland picking up second here. Getting... Well, Trisk. Freeland having a little bit of trouble. Looks like missed the triple manipulation for the holy water, just fighting Cookie Monster with a single holy water, but does the task. Finishes with a 12:14 race time. Alright, as we see Zytoriak here on Dracula going for a standard 5 cycle kill. Ooh, jumps into Drac's head. You don't want to see that. But had the health to spare. Luckily he grabbed the meat. Alright, and Zytoriak with the triple is going to be able to burn Cookie Monster down. lock in that third place as KCR works on a attempted crit but missed it. Gonna go for, with that health, hopefully a 6 cycle. All right, that's Toriak finishing up at a 12:52. KCR still burning down. Ooh, that was very close. A very fortunately timed holy water there to negate that fireball and save this Drac fight. KCR with enough, with a triple and enough hearts to burn down Cookie Monster in the standard machine gun fashion, and that's going to be a 13:22 race time finish for KCR, and that is our second round qualifier. Get a blistering 11:34 race time for Trisk. Again, for RTA standards, you want to take about 9.5 seconds off of that, so you're looking at about 11:24 to 11:25 RTA, which is enough for a top 10 place on the leaderboard. To grab that in a race is amazing, phenomenal. Trisk does not seem that Trisk can be shaken here today. Having a little bit of unfortunate mistakes from the other racers here, but nothing too crazy. I mean, a 12:14 from Freeland, kind of just showing up, putting this out there. That's not a bad time. Not a bad time to see put up in just kind of an on-the-spot join for a qualifier. Good to see that. Toriak, of course, being able to recover from those mistakes very well. KCR having some deaths, having some errors here and there, but able to save some runs in some very crucial moments, and like that's kind of what it takes to race Castlevania 1. Like that's another reason why we do best of 3s here. One mistake is not the end of the race. You got to kind of pick yourself up and finish it, because you never know what's happening with your opponent. I mean, you may take a knockback, your opponent may take a fall into a pit. You may take a death. They may have taken also a death or a worse death, and you just got to keep going. There's backup strats. You got to get your holy water back, and you can finish this race. So that's kind of the name of the game when it comes to Castlevania 1 racing, and we're kind of seeing what it takes to kind of pull yourself back up from like KCR and Toriak. When you see those deaths happen, it's never good. But these races are a great display of how to keep going. All right, and we have about 5 minutes for our third and final race for the evening. So again, I'm just going to take a few minutes and probably walk around a little bit. Recommend you do the same. Grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a snack. We'll be right back very soon.